ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people furious with Mitch McConnell in his state, and they feel like, you know, they are very upset with how not just him, but how the Republicans have been handling this whole thing with the jobless benefits. And, Mitch wanted to take it down to $200. And, woo, a lot of people are mad at him in his state. So this came out in the Washington Post. An economic crisis in Kentucky has workers, businesses furious with McConnell. Joblessness is high, benefits are running out. Local leaders said they need the kind of aid that the Senate, most powerful figure, has yet to endorse. So I got a video I want you to listen to with people that are trying to still cope since the unemployment extra benefits have run out.
Stressful doesn't even describe it. It's scary.
What do I do to be able to survive and not deplete the limited savings that I have?
I don't know how long you're going to let us get away with not paying our mortgage.
It's very hard to see that we won't be getting the money anymore. And we don't know when we're going to come back to work.
Being in Hawaii, to do anything, we've got to get on a plane. I should be in Canada right now, but of course the Canadian border's been closed, so there's no way to get there. So that's not possible.
We specialize in transporting booths and LCD screens and high-touch kind of specialty materials to trade shows. We don't know what it's going to look like if or when it does come back. So for us, our business is basically post-vaccine, post-treatment.
It never came to my mind that this thing will happen, and they will go for so long. My wife had 2 major surgeries, but she has to take 2 types of medicine every single day. Insurance that we have right now, if I want to buy it, it will cost me $1,000 to $1,200 a month.
I was not eligible for unemployment. I was shocked that I was not eligible in January, February, and then COVID hitting. It even made the situation extremely, even more panic for me, not knowing what was going to be doing. So for about a week, I was eligible for a big $132 a month. Needless to say, the $600 extra has been a godsend.
My unemployment was processed slowly, but quicker than others. And it took me days and days of being on the phone all day to get it done, but I did get it done. That $600 saved me.
It's a fraction of my salary, but it was keeping me afloat just with my basic bills.
I'm probably touching base with 20 to 30 people a week.
I applied probably to like 200 plus jobs.
Changing around this time, 63 years old, it's kind of tough. I can even retire because I won't get, again, health insurance.
My wife and I are here at my parents' place in Honolulu now. We lost our apartment a few months back because of all of this.
We don't know what it's going to look like if or when it does come back. Do we just try to figure out something else to do with our business? And, because maybe trade shows aren't going to come back.
My $732 is used up immediately that week. It's used for food. It's used to pay my heat, for my light, my gas bill, my water bill. I've tried to do everything I can humanly do to cut back. I honestly don't know what the law in North Carolina is, but do I take a gamble and not pay my automobile insurance?
I had a hole in my roof, so it rained, and my whole kitchen would be like as if I had an interior rainforest. So That's like a lot of money I couldn't get the whole roof done, so I had to get a patch.
I'm a unit delegate, so no matter what happened, I think it's in my DNA that I will want to go back in and make sure that no one gets infected, even though if I'm in a big risk. If they call me today and say you're going to be working 1 day a week or 2 days a week, I will do that for my insurance and to help my coworkers.
There were a few options where they had said, we want you to come in the office. And I was hesitant. I was very hesitant to even consider it because I have asthma. I'm an at-risk person. And I have kids. I have older parents. I had to start applying for jobs like that a couple weeks ago because I was afraid I'm going to lose this money. If I don't get another job, I'm not going to be able to survive very long on unemployment and what my husband makes alone. We just won't. So I had to start opening up that option and start putting myself at risk because it's either that or don't pay your rent.
We want to go back to work. We are productive members of society and we want to go back to work.
This is where really we need something back from the government. This is something that we pay taxes. Going back to what I make in a week when it's busy, you cannot imagine how much money they take from pay for taxes.
Is the government here to protect me or provide for me? You can't just leave people hanging. If you leave people to their own devices and forced to fend for themselves, this isn't going to go away.
What happens if everybody maxes out all their unemployment benefits? I only have like 2 more months left. These are the kinds of questions that I think need to at least be addressed by Congress or acknowledged so that we know that people are thinking about them.
I started working when I was 14. I worked at McDonald's, and I'm 99.999% sure that UI was taken out of my check. So I've been putting in for 40 plus years. We're asking for some time and we're asking for some help that our government that works for us, we're asking them to do their jobs and take care of their constituents.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me get back to Mitch McConnell. So you see a lot of people are on edge and they have every right to be that way. So they said recently a parade of cars hung in Sensley as they crawled past the federal courthouse, and this was on West Broadway in Kentucky. Their message clear to anyone who bothered to steal a glance at their sign. Mitch better have my money. That's what they had on their sign. The Kentucky representatives from the AFL-CIO, Teamster, and other labor groups had grown incensed with Mitch McConnell, their home state senator and the chamber's most powerful lawmaker. For months, they said, he had been blocking much needed congressional coronavirus aid, the kind of dollars that might help workers and businesses in the bluegrass state struggling to survive financially. So they hit the streets on Thursday, drove down to McConnell's Louisville office, and started to circle the block. Their 30 or so vehicles plastered with not so subtle orange and gray signs featuring a family friendly rewrite of the popular Rihanna tune, Bitch Better Have My Money. So they changed it to Mitch Better Have My Money. Oh, man. The labor protest marked only the latest of a series of complaints from Kentuckians directed at Mitch McConnell as locals find themselves frustrated by the absence of their powerful political representative on Capitol Hill, and more than 24 interviews, out of work residents, struggling restaurant owners, and other business leaders, as well as a bunch of food and housing and labor right groups, all said they had dire need of more support from Congress. the likes of McConnell has not been able to provide. So these are people in his own state. About 5 months later, Kentucky reported its first loss of life from COVID-19. The economy continues to sputter amid the coronavirus pandemic. Many unemployed workers say their benefit checks aren't enough to afford their bills, and some here simply have stopped looking for jobs. Businesses say they also are hemorrhaging cash, and local governments fear they're on their way to financial ruin. The economic in Kentucky is vast, and it has added new urgency to the political standoff on Capitol Hill, where the prospect of a prolonged deadlock could worsen the financial woes in a state that was hurting long before the pandemic arrived. Caught in the middle is McConnell, 78, who some critics say has struggled to navigate the priorities of the president, the political desires of a Republican conference, and the economic needs in his own backyard. McConnell declined to be interviewed for this story. Who should be shocked over that? You know, but people are really upset with McConnell, especially offering the $200 in place of the $600. A lot of people were upset about that. A lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, look like the country ain't too happy with McConnell right now. But we shall see what happens as they continue to drag out this whole thing and getting this package passed, where people are not going to go under financially like they are now. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.